Greatness. Hello and welcome back to the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. Listen, before we get into all the action today, we got a lot of NBA to catch up on. This is a daily show, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time for about an hour, maybe a little longer, but it's presented by SoBet. And is betting on the NBA easy for you? I don't think it is. Betting on the NBA is not easy. So are you tired of throwing away your hard-earned cash? The amateur bettor just doesn't understand. You're giving Vegas the win every week by picking random teams and relying on luck. Every single week and every single day, a roster of over 50 vetted experts post their plays exclusively on SoBet's feed. Take Parlay Poppy. He was up over 110 units in the month of March. Or what about Hobby Capper? 17-6 to start the MLB season. And you can't forget about Gutsy Picks Cash, up over 100 units in the last two MLB seasons. Whether you're blindly tailing your favorite pros or just cherry picking bets, SoBet's feed has something to offer for you. We can't wait to share our strategies with you on SoBet, so sign up today using code JACKPOT. And I mentioned a couple of the studs over there on SoBet. We had a guest on yesterday, goes by the name of Nasty. And fellas, he came on here and he gave us the rundown of life, to say the least. He gave us a book, to say the least. And he gave us Celtics minus 11.5. Buy it up to 13. It don't matter, because Boston was going to run away with game one. And I hope if you watched yesterday, you came back today, because yesterday was so informative on how to bet on the NBA games in that given night. Now, obviously, the Mavericks didn't get it done. We took the L there. But I think the confidence level of Boston covering last night proved that, greatness is upon us. We have a great SoBet guest today. Goes by the name of Lloyd's Locks. You've seen him on this show recently, and he's back today, back from a trip from Vegas. But we got one game tonight on the NBA slate. We had two last night, and we have Nathan joining us here in a second. But the Timberwolves and Nuggets series is by far the most entertaining series, the most talked about series. And these people just, everyone's losing their mind in the media right now with how to talk about Nikola Jokic and Denver and Anthony Edwards, because you got the rise of Michael Jordan and you're trying to defend your favorite team and player. It's a tough combination right now for the NBA, but I'm going to be very honest. I know I started the show like this yesterday. Nikola Jokic is the most overrated basketball player in the history of the game. I'm going to just leave it at that, and I'll let Nathan come in here and respond to that if he feels the need to. But I'm just going to start this story. I'm going to start this show off very hot today, Nathan, with a resounding Nikola Jokic is the most overrated basketball player in the game, and the Denver Nuggets are the most fraudulent, overrated team, overhyped team, jump to conclusion team that we have ever seen, created, witnessed, and brought to life in this.
Whoa. Wait, what just made you flip the switch overnight?
Can't go down 2-0 to Minnesota. Now, I sound a little hypocritical right now because Boston went down 3-0 last year. But I'm gonna be honest, man. For all the credit that this team gets online, for all the love that they got throughout a regular season where they were not the best team, they did not play the best. Jokic was not the MVP. And yet in a regular season where Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics go 64-18, you're telling me that Jokic deserves the MVP and that Denver's unbeatable and that Denver's the best team? Give me a break. This team won a championship last year because they played a bunch of nobodies, okay? The NBA was broken down. It's back. And I'm here to tell you right now, Denver is not the lonesome. They ain't the only team in existence. Denver's cooked. They're down 2-0. They're on the brinks of elimination. And everyone's saying, Nikola Jokic this, Nikola Jokic that. When everyone was saying that Nikola Jokic is the next GOAT of the NBA, right? You've been saying this, right? You're the guy that says Nikola Jokic, he's the next greatest basketball player of all time. If you're going to say that, keep the same energy and give him the same treatment that you would give LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, any of the superstars in today's game, in a previous game, in any game of basketball, treat Nikola Jokic the way you would treat MJ and LeBron, because that's how people treat Jason Tatum. Nikola Jokic is getting off the hook for a lot of things, and I think it's because of the bias towards Jokic.
By the way, just so we're clear, you said you still believe the Nuggets are winning this series, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. You hypocrite. You see, I was gonna come in here, and first thing I was gonna do was give you flowers, and I was gonna be like, you know what, Jack, Derek White is tough, but
you watched the game last night. You finally watched the Celtics game, and you're finally like, oh my God, they don't just have Jason Tatum. I get that I listen to Jack all the time, but guess what? The Celtics aren't just Jason Tatum. They actually have 12 different options. And as a matter of fact, they get the reincarnation of Michael Jordan, because apparently I'm going to try this. I'm literally going to try this. Shave your head off and you turn into Michael Jordan. He was not this player last year. He is a different player this year. He's an all-star. Yeah. He's better than Jalen Brunson. He's better than Tyrese Maxey. I could say he's better than Kyrie Irving.
Wait, he's not better than he's not better than Tyrese Maxey, bro. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not going to let you.
I just named you 3 players that I believe Derek White is a better basketball player, and I would take Derek White over Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Kyrie Irving, Trae Young. Pretty much any point guard besides Steph, Luka, and SGA. There's not a more consistent guard in the league. He averages 8 threes a game, Nathan. 8 threes over the last 4.
Look, okay, there's a metric that do you ever watch Jimmy High Roller basketball analysis YouTube videos? So essentially, he does like a deep basketball analysis, and you've been like he's been seeing that in the current NBA, if a team outscores another team in 3-pointers, that team ends up winning 80% of the time, which is actually an insane stat. If I score more 3-pointers than your team, I'm going to end up winning the game 80% of the time.
Bro,
that is literally – yeah, bro.
Like, were you watching that Celtics game last night? And you see the first half, especially the first quarter. It was the fact that Donovan Mitchell – I don't care if you're making your shots. Did Stephen Curry change the game, or did he just ruin the game?
Did a little bit of both.
Because I got on the phone. I'm going to get on the phone with my high school basketball coach after this. Because I texted him a couple of years ago, and I offered him the question of, if you could eliminate one career from existence, Steph, MJ, or LeBron. It's a very good question, but ultimately I think the only answer is probably LeBron or MJ. You can't really eliminate Steph.
No.
And then I kind of come to the realization of, like, bro, I'm watching last night. That shit was not basketball. That shit was not what we were taught. And maybe if in 7th grade that was the play style, I would have been a Division I basketball player. If it was just to shoot 3-pointers, if that was the goal of basketball my entire career leading up to my retirement at the end of high school, if that was bro, I would have been a Division I Hall of Fame NBA basketball player. I'm seeing all these dudes. It's not even a pass, bro. It's Tatum dribbles it up, gets a screen, does a step back, shoots a 3. Derek White dribbles it down the left side, doesn't even look at anybody, shoots a 3. Drew Holiday touches the ball, it's going up. Like, I don't know if it's a level of concern or efficiency that the Celtics are presenting right now.
And it's okay. This is not just the Celtics too. Like,
no, it's everybody. You're right.
Like, I watched the OKC game as well, and it's like they shot like so many threes as well. Like, I was watching like a OKC 3-point counter last night on TikTok, and like they were lighting them up. And look at the result. The Mavs also played good, The Mavs played well.
No,
They
but
didn't
the turn of
lose.
events. What
Exactly.
weren't the Mavs up like 10?
Yeah.
Or am I talking crazy right now?
The
Math
Mavs,
is all over.
the Mavs were keeping it close like until midway through the third quarter, but then eventually, I mean, let's also not
Okay,
forget
see.
that SGA is kind of a free throw merchant, but they they're just gonna get their 3-pointers at the end of the day. Well, I mean, they're not every single time, but they shot better. They shot better, and that's why they won. So like, yeah, it's a different game of basketball, and it's not that there's no defense. It's just harder to play defense in this era,
You can't. You got to pick these dudes up at half court.
right?
You literally can't give anyone a room of space, or they're going to shoot the three, because in their eyes it's an efficient shot and it's early in the shot clock, which means you just get more possessions in the given basketball game. I think that's the math behind it, right?
You gotta like go over every screen nowadays.
Yeah, I saw early in that game D White. People were going under D White's screens. The first 2 times he had the ball in the game last night, he shot a 3, he clipped it. It's like, don't disrespect this kid. I'm telling y'all right now, just because the Celtics have Tatum and Brown does not mean that they could have just luckily, thanks to Brad Stevens, got Derek White, and now all of a sudden he's an all-star. That happens. Sometimes crazier things in life occur, and I'm here to tell you right now, Jalen Brunson, my ass. I'm taking Derek White.
Tyrese Halliburton, your ass. Tyrese Maxey, your ass. Trae Young, even.
Oh, can I just say this before I forget about the quote?
That's insane. Yeah, go ahead.
There was Michael Jordan. Then there was Kobe Bryant. Now there is Jason Tatum.
Okay, I thought you were going to say now there's Derek White.
No, but Stephen A. said that there was Michael Jordan. Then there was Kobe Bryant. And now there's Anthony Edwards. And I'm like, bro, relax.
Yep. Stephen A. Smith is
he's trying to hop on the Glaze train.
Like, he did some glazing.
Everyone's doing it, bro. You don't have to stand out there. Everyone's glazing Anthony. This dude is being covered like no other team in basketball is being played right now.
I mean, rightfully so, though. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna back up Anthony Edwards here. There are 2 top 5 players in the NBA right now that have not lost a single playoff game. That's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's 5-0 so far in the postseason, and Anthony Edwards. He's 6-0. Jason Tatum. He's lost once already. He didn't fulfill your 16-0 wet dreams of the Celtics going all the way to the NBA Finals. I mean, he probably still can. I'm not saying he can't sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers here, but there's just they are on a greater spectacle of greatness right now with
it's crazy.
4-0 sweeps each.
It's crazy how the NBA just like holds all these people to different standards. It's really crazy. So if you want to sit up here and say that Anthony Edwards is better than Jason Tatum, don't make excuses.
Well, he's been playing better than him this postseason, and you can even admit that.
I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and say Tatum's played well this playoffs. As a matter of fact, Tatum's played horrible.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's been absolutely out to lunch.
He's been playing his game though. Like I can't really hate on it. Like he's just. Like,
I think
when I watch Jason Tatum,
I'm not satisfied with the Celtics right now.
With the Celtics or with Tatum? Just both.
Just kind of how they're running things.
Do you think you're not satisfied with the Celtics because of Jason Tatum not playing to a standard, or okay?
Their team is too good.
The team is too good to be playing like this. Do you think?
No. Their team is too good, so Tatum can't get his. It's crazy. Like you would think that if Michael Jordan was on your team, LeBron James was on your team, they'd get the ball in the first 5 possessions of every game and get a crack at it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Tatum doesn't even need to touch the ball for the first 4 minutes of every single game, it just shows the greatness of this team. Tatum's going to be the closer when it matters most. That's what I believe wholeheartedly. Tatum's going to be the guy that if D White is not shooting well, Tatum got to give you 37. Tatum got to give you 40. But I don't know. It's just last night he didn't have a great shooting night, but like other guys were going crazy. D White was so hot. Jalen Brown was really hot. It's like when you get in those situations, you can't really take over if you're Tatum. You just got to let your other guys get hot. When Klay Thompson scored 37 points in that quarter, you didn't see a lick of a shot from Stephen Curry. He was feeding the rock to his guy because that's what they teach. You feed the hot hand. This is the NBA. If you're hot, you're making your shots in the NBA. But 2 games last night, did anything change? Did any of the results change anything for you other than your FanDuel account?
I would say no.
Like Celtics in 4.
Celtics in 5, and the OKC Mavs series is gonna be so good, bro. Like, I don't think
Dallas is better, and we all know it.
I think Dallas takes game 2 only because I don't think OKC is gonna be shooting that well again. They shot really, really well. So it's like, can you hold yourself again up to that standard? And it's like, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. No opinions have changed thus far.
Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on Jamal Murray and the $100,000 fine that he got for throwing the shit on the court? And
100K is insane, bro.
No, he should have been suspended a game, but I get that he shouldn't have been suspended a game because they're down 2-0.
It's
and
the
NBA wants. Yeah, the NBA doesn't want to literally talk about throwing in the towel. That Jamal Murray just could have cooked his team right then and there. I think what people need to realize is Jamal Murray, when he's at his best, that's a lot of times what makes Jokic so good. And when Murray's not playing well, you're like, holy shit, Jokic isn't unstoppable. He's actually just like a normal big man.
Jack, do you want to give that analogy that you and I said yesterday of Jamal Murray and the Nuggets?
Yeah, we can try. Bro, you want to give
it's a great analogy.
I don't know if my brain gonna get to that point where I'm like flowing in this analogy, bro, because this shit is hard.
So the Denver Nuggets are the perfect 10 out of 10 girl that you take out. You win a championship with her. She looks so perfect, because it's like in the early stages of dating. You think she's gonna be a dynasty. Everything looks promising, and then you lose 2-0 in a blowout loss.
And then you ask her to close a pizza box, and she can't close the pizza box, so you get the ick. And then next thing you know, you see her true colors.
You see the true colors. Jamal Murray acts like a whiny little phony, throws the heat pad out on the floor. Mike Malone runs out to the other side of the court to the ref to complain about a call. And it's just like, ew, like, what did you see from the Nuggets? Like, they just got exposed, lost by 30 in game 2. And that's how you act? You act like a bunch of sorry little punks. And it's,
you're never going to get that visual. You're never going to get that visual out of your head in terms of Jamal Murray literally throwing 2 towels on the floor. Like, what are we doing? If Draymond Green did that, he'd be suspended for 72 games.
And he would be tranquilized.
But it's like, no, Jamal, just give us 100K, and Denver will probably pay it off. Like, it's just a whole bunch of bullshit that I think Denver is getting protected by the league, and they shouldn't. They're not that good, actually. They're okay. They might come back.
We'll see.
This made them look bad.
Yeah. So not to go even further with this analogy, you got the ick from this girl, and now it's like, do I still want to work things out? And she might be able to redeem herself, or she might even just turn into a even uglier prick and just get swept 4-0. And we'll see. But I don't know. I think the Nuggets could still make it a series, but I think it's unlikely. I still have the Timberwolves moving on. But from all the Nuggets glazing that I've done earlier this year, I'm rooting for the Nuggets, but I think the Timberwolves are going to move on.
Very well said. I honestly don't. I keep going back and forth because I don't want to be the person that says the Timberwolves are going to sweep the Nuggets, because I just don't think that could ever happen in a million years, and yet here we are.
Yep.
But we have a very special guest today, a reoccurring guest named Lloyd's Locks, and he's here to join us. And
Mr. Lloyd.
listen, Nasty gave us a winner yesterday. So if Lloyd comes in here and shits the bed, I don't know if you're gonna be allowed back on the morning jackpot, but let's see if the fella can give us Knicks minus whatever it is, or if he's gonna take the Pacers. Anyways, Lloyd's Locks.
Boys, you boys hear me?
Lloyd?
You guys hear me?
Of course.
Big bet, man. How we doing, fellas? We doing all right?
Yeah,
Doing
dude,
amazing.
We're doing, you know, that's kind of the situation we're in right now. You got Knicks Pacers tonight. We had a great fiesta of NBA last night, but more importantly, Nikola Jokic is down 2-0, and I think that's, you know, the topic at hand that people cannot ignore. So let's just start right there. Is Nikola Jokic the most overrated player in the history of basketball?
Jesus Christ, Jack. No, he's not the most overrated player of all time. No,
I think he is.
Don't sell Lloyd. Jonathan, by the way, I don't sell. I don't know who's been on this show since I've been gone. But the last 6 plays that I've given out on this show were 6-0. I just want to throw that out, by the way. 8-0.
Oh, for real?
So, Jonathan, well, I forget what day it was that I gave out all
I think we're
4
just hating.
plays.
I think we're hating.
We went
Yeah.
whatever day that was.
You came in here
And then
I'm gonna need some MLB plays because Nathan needs the MLB plays. And you rattled off 4 MLB plays. I think it went through one ear and out the other for me, but for Nathan, it went right into FanDuel. And fella, you went 4-0. So,
yeah, we absolutely clean swept. And again, I haven't looked exactly at the slate today, but I'll dive into it a little bit before we get in the show. I know we got some early games today, so I'll do a little bit of diving while we're talking. But as far as Nikola Jokic, dude, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, bro. The series has kind of been I feel like Denver really hasn't gotten going, man, and that's kind of been the problem. I feel like everybody's so caught up in Anthony Edwards right now that we kind of forget that, man, this is the defending champs. It's kind of like the Warriors, man. It's like, dude, you know what? The Warriors were down sometimes too, and it's tough. It's tough to climb when you have that much hype going one way, especially towards Ant and what they're doing right now. Neither, I mean, obviously the first game was decently close, but God, man, what was it last night or I forget what night it was. They just got absolutely shelled, man. And Ant's a serious problem. We all know that. And I really think this Nuggets team, they have a shot, though, man. I know they got to go back to Minnesota now, and it's going to be difficult, but they're going to have a chance. They have to win. They have to win Game 3. I think that's kind of a must-win game for Denver. And if they can win that game, you know, then you worry about Game 4 and trying to get it back to Denver as fast as possible. But if they can win Game 3, I definitely think it's possible. I just think that you got to somehow stop the juggernaut of Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, because them two right now, and I know a lot of people don't talk about that right now. Everybody's talking about Ant. Dude, Karl Anthony Towns is playing unbelievable basketball. And I think that's a big part of why they're playing the way they're playing right now, too. I know Ant brings it up all the time, but it's a really, really big factor in why they're so good right now is the way that he's playing. And I think that if you win Game 3, the Nuggets have a chance, but if the T-Wolves get Game 3, yeah, might as well wrap this thing up.
I don't think you can count out Denver. Nathan and I have been debating the idea of, you know, down 2-0, lose both at home. I mean, the Celtics were in this situation last year in Game 7, and I still believed even after down 3-0. And I think it's a little more unrealistic if Denver loses Game 3. I think if Denver loses Game 3, it's like, holy shit, they're getting swept. But there's the alternate universe where they're the defending champs. They've looked absolutely horrible, not only in these 2 games, but I think, frankly, against the Lakers, they played down to their competition in many ways, and then you get humbled by Minnesota in 2 games you just were not ready for, or you didn't come out swinging either. Minnesota came out throwing punches, and you just took all those punches. I want to quickly talk about the referees right now, because there's been a couple of incidents. You obviously got the New York Knicks versus the Pacers ending a couple days ago when you had the kickball called and it wasn't really a kickball at the end of the game. And then you had the illegal screen called on the last possession that, you know, it reminded me of the UConn versus Iowa women's basketball game in the Final Four when they called that. You can't take away that final shot, right? This is in Madison Square Garden, Pacers, Knicks, round 2, game 1. I mean, should we just go to AI referees at this point? The referees, what Nasty said yesterday was they're holding the whistle. They're not blowing it, right? They're just they're kind of eating it. They're not blowing the whistle. They're not calling too many fouls. They're letting a lot of things go. But then at the same time, they're calling the knick-knack ones, and they're in between. What the hell are the referees doing in the game of basketball right now?
Go ahead, Nate.
Oh wait, you're asking me?
Yeah, I mean,
Shit.
this is an
Yeah, either
open
one of us. Go
discussion.
ahead, buddy.
This is an open discussion, but do you think that
The
AI
referees?
do you think referees should turn into AI refs?
What? Bro, what year do you think we're in, Jack?
2050?
What kind of question? What do we do? AI refs is insane. But I think the Denver Nuggets are just outmatched. I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves have the best defense in the NBA. You throw 3 7-footers at Jokic, and if Jokic relies on his playmakers to step up, and they're not stepping up, Jamal Murray, he had 8 points last game. We'll see how he bounces back tonight. That's unacceptable. You need to step up for your guy. Obviously, you have the best basketball player in the world, in my opinion, in Nikola Jokic, but he can't do everything by himself. I don't think he has. Well, I don't know if he has that like LeBron factor to like just put his team completely on his back when his players just like don't show up. But you know,
he's not getting criticized like LeBron.
Yeah, because he hasn't really established that yet. He just has
He's
one
won
championship.
2 MVPs. He's been labeled as the best player in basketball for the last 3 years, undoubtedly, and he's won a championship.
But yeah, I still don't think he deserves LeBron type treatment.
I don't think he deserves the LeBron type of treatment. People give him the crazy hype throughout the regular season, regardless of how they play, and then they get to the postseason, don't look that good. And now we're sitting here saying, is Denver really that good? Or have they really just been overrated all year? Because Nathan, you come on the show on Monday and you say Jokic doesn't have help. And all season long, you're telling me that Denver's starting 5 is damn near better than the Celtics starting 5. So which one is it?
Because of Jokic. But
No.
I don't think I never said Denver starting 5 was better than Boston, though. I never said that.
You flirted with the statement.
I flirted with the statement, but the statement never came out of my mouth.
Lloyd,
I understand the fact that on paper, the Boston Celtics have a very, very talented starting 5. And I agree with you, potentially maybe the best of, some of the best starting 5s on paper, at least of all time, if they execute and if they play basketball to their greatest ability.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in the Celtics. I think the Celtics have been frauds in the past, and we'll see if they get the job done this year. And I've kind of been back and forth in terms of believing in the Celtics. I don't know whether to do it or not. They've kind of been like the Cowboys to me. But, I mean, we'll see.
The Cowboys don't go to Super Bowls. They just like
the
Cowboys went to a Super Bowl.
Buffalo Bills or
Lloyd.
That is true. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Lloyd, I need you to get in here and basically just defend me on this idea of, do you think Denver is more of Jokic and the rest are nobodies, or Denver's really, really good and they're just underperforming right now?
No, dude, I think Denver's really, really good. And this kind of all goes back to what we said last week, bro. Like the whole thing with Jamal Murray, Jamal Murray is simply the reason that they beat the Lakers in that series. I know Jokic is, we all talk about Jokic, but Jamal Murray is like D Wade to LeBron, bro. It's like kind of that mixed combo. That's 2 superstars that are really hard to stop. Now, I know a lot of people don't put Jamal Murray in that like superstar category as far as like superstar echelon, but I think you can, and especially in the postseason you can, because the way he plays in the postseason is absolutely insane. We saw what he did in the bubble. We saw what he did last year, and we saw what he did in that Lakers series. And I think that he's kind of like the igniter, bro. Like, we all talk about Jokic as the main guy, but like, Jokic isn't somebody that's going to, like, kind of like Nate said, he can't really put the team on his back. Even if he goes out there and goes for 30, 12, and 12, it's kind of probably not going to be enough. Aaron Gordon needs to go for 27, or Jamal Murray needs to go for 25, or MPJ can have himself a night. Yeah. This is kind of the basketball that they play. And I think when they play like this, against Minnesota, right, well, we talked about, well, where's Jamal Murray? Well, we talked about it last week, Jaden McDaniels, yeah, he hasn't scored a lot. He's been in foul trouble both games. I mean, he's had over 4 fouls in over both games. But guess what? Jamal Murray's he had 8 points last game, right?
Mhm.
So somebody is doing Jamal or Jaden McDaniels is doing the dirty work to stop Jamal Murray. And I think that really is getting Minnesota ahead, right? Because Minnesota doesn't have answers. I'm sorry, Denver doesn't have answers defensively for what Ant's doing right now. And I think that's the problem, because if you have an answer for a superstar like Jamal Murray, and then one team can't stop your superstar, you get in a situation where you're down 2-0 going to Minnesota. And now I'm actually excited for this, man, because we're really going to see what Denver's made of now. Because last year, everybody talked about it. Man, Denver didn't fucking play nobody till the finals.
They didn't. They didn't.
And in the finals, they still played the Heat.
I get we didn't beat them. They played a bunch of nobodies for 4
Yeah, they
straight
did.
series.
No, for
Yes.
4 straight.
They played an 8 seed in the finals.
I mean, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, Nate, you have to be somewhat. I mean, it was kind of like they just didn't play any of the teams that we thought were good enough to beat them to get there. They just didn't play.
But they were still so
Golden
dominant.
No.
Don't.
Golden State and Boston.
You can't discredit Denver,
Yes, I can.
though. You
Yes, I
cannot.
can.
No.
Yes,
no,
I
you
can. They're
can't.
down 2-0 right now.
I understand their
all season
competition
long.
wasn't as hard as like every other team that's won the finals in years prior, but you see how dominant that they were. They weren't getting beat by Golden State last year. Hell no, I'm not gonna let you say that. I'm not gonna let you say that, bro. Fuck.
Okay,
no.
and again, I can agree with that statement. But my thing would be the wear and tear they would have been put on their body when they would have had to play Golden State. They didn't have to. They almost swept everybody. So that's where you have to look at the Nuggets, right, and be like, dude, this seems really, really good. And I think now going back, like we're gonna see exactly what Mike Malone is made of. That's what we're gonna find out, because the players are the same, Jack.
Mhm.
And I really think he has to have a completely different strategy going to Ant defensively. Hasn't doubled him much this series at all. Need to start now, right? Need to start right now. It's going to be a situation. Make Cat beat you. Make Cat go for 40. If Cat goes for 40 the next 2 games and beats you guys, okay, then we lose 4-0. We did everything we could to stop Anthony Edwards. And then defensively, you got to find a way. Or offensively, you got to find a way to get Jamal Murray going. It doesn't really matter how. You got to find a way to do it. I mean, so those are the pieces. I think Mike Malone will change his game plan up, and as we head back to Minnesota, and we're gonna see what the Denver Nuggets are actually made of now that they're down 2-0 in the series.
I do think it's important to understand Jamal Murray's a little banged up right now, I think, or maybe I'm just making excuses, but I don't think
right.
I don't think Jamal Murray is fully healthy. I thought I saw a comment earlier that said, I'll bring it back up. It says Jamal Murray and KCP are literally playing on one leg. I don't know if that's just trying to protect Denver or what it is, but dude, when Jokic was without Jamal Murray 2 years ago against Golden State, Jokic did not look like, this dominant MVP kind of guy. He looked like a really good basketball player, but he didn't look like the dude we saw last year, right? And then Jamal Murray is now not playing his best basketball, and we're not really seeing the best version of Jokic. He doesn't play a lick of defense either.
That is true.
We'll move off of this Denver-Minnesota series. It's just so entertaining to think about.
Let's just do it real quick. Does everybody think it's over? I know. I think you guys were talking about it when I came in here, but do you guys think it's like Nate? You think it's a wrap?
You got it. I mean, you got to say after game 3. Can't say yet. You go down 3-0. Yeah, it's over. But I mean, regardless, I already told Jack this. I think Minnesota has the upper hand. I think after these two games, it's either going to be 4-0 or it's going to be 3-1. And a 3-1 lead is very commanding. So I'm not going to lie. I think Minnesota is just too well coached, and they just have a great defensive scheme. So yeah, we're going to have to see what Mike Malone truly is made of. But I think this next few games is going to have to revolve around can guys like Michael Porter Jr. step up? I mean, he dropped 9 points last game, 20 the game before. We're gonna need more from him. We're gonna need just a scheme to beat those 3 7-footers on the offensive side of the basketball. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't think it's over yet, but Minnesota definitely won't take their foot off the gas. I know that. So Denver got to come out swinging in game 3.
I genuinely could see Denver still winning this series in 6 games. There's not a like we're talking all this crap about Denver right now.
Not in 6, man.
I'll be the first person to talk crap about Denver and Nikola Jokic and call him out
Yeah,
for
not
all
in
his
6,
bullshit.
bro.
But I'll also appreciate the fact that Denver could win 4 straight games. Like you're telling me this team can't just
Against
rattle
any
off
other
4
team,
straight-
yes. Against
I
Minnesota,
mean, bro, like, Jack, let's remember this, bro. The Lakers series, the Lakers should have won probably the first 2 games of that series.
Yep,
Dude.
I agree.
So, I mean, and now you've lost 2 games in a row back to Minnesota, where you should have technically probably lost. It wasn't for 2 game winners by Jamal Murray. You probably lose at least 2 of those games, and arguably could have been down 3-1 at one point in the series. I don't know, bro. It doesn't feel like the same Nuggets team as last year. It just doesn't. They were so
What's
dominant.
different?
It was
Like
ridiculous.
what
Like-
changed?
Well, what changed is fucking here, bro. He's the
Yeah.
problem. And the second thing is, it's just weird, bro. It's almost like their best right now is not good enough to beat Anthony Edwards. Like
Right.
their best
Anthony
was good
Edwards
enough
at
to
his
beat
best.
LeBron. Right, like last year, right? What they're doing right now, they're like you said, bro. They're playing the same basketball. They're not doing nothing different, bro. What they did last year was good enough to be dominant and go win a championship. What they're doing this year, bro, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And that's the best thing with the NBA, bro. Is every year, like there's so much development, and which is why it's so hard to do what Golden State did, right?
Mhm.
But again, dude, like. I mean, these young guns, I know Pat Bev's talked about it. Some of the guys in the media have talked about it. Bro, they're here. Like they're not at the door no more, bro. They're not knocking at the door no more. No, they're sitting on the living room couch with their feet up, bro. And that's what we're running into right now. Is, and I'm telling you, bro, it's and I know we talk about this every fucking week on this damn show, bro. But Anthony Edwards is a serious problem, bro. He is a serious problem, bro. And I'm not going to lie. It doesn't matter. If you watch all the games and you watch him play, bro, it doesn't matter what you do defensively, bro. He is going to eat you alive, bro. It doesn't matter. And it's because he's hitting shots now, bro. Be honest, Jack, that's actually what it is. I told Trent this last night, bro. I was like, Anthony Edwards doing the same. He did the same shit last year, bro. He just didn't have a good team. Everybody forgets that Anthony Edwards dropped 40 last year in the playoffs every game, bro. But now he's knocking down threes at a rapid rate, scary, and he's got a team around him, scary. Now, look what they do, right?
Well, once you get hot, you get that 3-point clip, the legs under you, like the stroke. You're seeing the guy like Derek White right now. He can't miss. He cannot miss because he's gotten so hot and he's averaging over 20 a game. You're like, holy shit, Derek White is actually better than Jalen Brunson. But when Anthony Edwards finally finds his ability to shoot that 3, it's a dangerous thing. And he's found it, and he's found his confidence. It's a make or miss league. Tatum's not making shots right now. Anthony Edwards is. That is why everyone is like, Anthony Edwards is better than Jason Tatum. I disagree. Who would you rather have, Lloyd, right now?
Would I rather have Ant or Tatum? That's a tough one, bro. I think right now I'd be a little biased because Tatum's not playing that great. But as far as this is the cool thing about that conversation, that comparison, is Tatum did so much when he was young. And again, as a Duke guy, I'm a Tatum guy, bro. So I can back Tatum all day.
He did everything that Ant is doing right now.
He did everything that Ant is going to do right now. But let's see how fast Ant can do it, because Tatum did it in like we knew in like 3 years that Tatum was going to be great.
Year 4 was
but year 4 was like, okay,
year 3
Tatum's going to be a stud.
Year 3 they got kicked out by Brooklyn, and then the following year they were 12th in the East, and then they flipped the switch, got all the way up to 2nd in the East, made the finals. That was year 4 for Tatum, and that's when do
you know what? Just a light bulb turned on, right?
Do you know what I think is the biggest difference between Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards? And it's kind of a big difference too. I think Jason Tatum is it's kind of a disadvantage for him just in general, like the fact that he's quiet. If he was more vocal and he was just like a leader, like the way that Anthony Edwards is, I think the Celtics would not only be better, but Jason Tatum would be better.
Okay,
they would. He has to learn some like leadership. I be seeing like mic'd up clips of Anthony Edwards. I'm like, bro, I don't see Jason Tatum doing that.
They have different personalities. I get that. I get that everyone wants to see their superstar kind of be that leader, be that like Michael Jordan, like, come on.
That's such a big part in greatness too.
I'm gonna be honest. The fact that Tatum went out there last night and he shot the ball 0 for 6 from 3 and, dropped 18 points or whatever it was. And, Derek White, Jalen Brown, they go off. You cover the spread. Everyone's happy, but Tatum shits the bed. It's like I expect Jason Tatum in game 1 against Cleveland to go out there and drop 50. Why am I so delusional? Why am I that delusional to the point where Tatum should go out there after having a bad series against the Heat and he should attack? And yet, no, he shouldn't, because they're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers and they got a super team around them because Jason Tatum built that super team. So as a matter of fact, Jason Tatum has the luxury to take the next series off if he wants to.
And didn't, unfortunately for you, didn't you also take Tatum's over? Yikes. Sorry. Didn't mean to bring it up.
It's classic Jack. Classic Jack right there. That's what that is. I'm going to say a couple things about Jason Tatum, and then we can move on to the next topic. I know we have a game to talk about tonight. One thing about the year Boston Celtics, Jack, is the first thing is that Jason Tatum has put like absolute dog shit the past, I don't know, however many games, and you guys are steamrolling everybody. So that should make you feel absolutely great as a Boston Celtics fan. Because don't worry about Tatum, just worry about the Celtics right now. The Celtics.
I just want to win the championship. That's all I care about. If you win a championship, you can't say shit.
You got to get past Cleveland, and I think that's 4-0. I think that should be 4-0. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't even have to worry about it. And then you got to play
the Knicks or the Pacers.
Knicks Pacers, right?
Yeah, we're
and
looking
if I'm
at the
Celtics,
Knicks,
I'd probably rather play the Pacers, but
bring in New York.
Knicks could be tough. And what a series that will be. I mean, from one garden to the other, that'd be awesome.
We got to get Kristaps back in the Garden for that too. Like if Kristaps can return for like a game 3, game 4 type of vibe,
bro,
you would love to see Kristaps in New York.
Love that.
That fan base. I was there game 1 this year, and they were chirping Kristaps. Oh boy,
yeah.
I don't like
that. Bro. But again, you got to feel good right now if you're a Celtics fan. You guys are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Your stars not even really showing up, and you guys are beating teams by 25. So, and again, Derek White's a big part of that. But doesn't it feel like I have
a question. What's a bigger advantage? Minnesota being able to play all these good teams in the Western Conference, or Denver, or whoever makes it out of the West, you got to think they're going to beat up on each other and they're going to play really good competition all the way through. You're going to get 3 really good series from Minnesota. Right. Do you think that the Celtics playing bad teams is going to like make them not really be all that in game 1, game 2 of the NBA Finals, and it might set them back a little bit? Or do you think that they're just blowing these teams out and getting their shot under their belt, and it's just cruise control, and it's actually benefiting the Celtics, if anything?
Yeah, I think that it's kind of beneficial, bro, because you're going to be able to have as much rest as possible going into that series. And we know no matter what, no matter who the Celtics play, they're one of the best teams in the NBA, hands down. I don't think their competition necessarily it obviously will matter, but it's not going to be that big of a deal because they've played all these teams this year. They were one of the best teams in the NBA, if not the best team in the NBA this year. And a lot of the competition that they have struggled with is gone, to be honest with you. So now you got to kind of just worry about, okay, now I got to take care of the Knicks or the Pacers. You're telling me that I don't have to take care of the Suns. I don't have to take care of Milwaukee. I don't have to take care of, any of these other teams that are just ridiculous.
Milwaukee, Philadelphia. When I see the final 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, and I'm telling myself, there's no Milwaukee, there's no Philadelphia, there's no Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, bro. And that's what I'm saying. It makes it like, we're good. But again, Jack, that makes it even more that this has to be the year, bro. That makes it even more. I think Nate can agree with this, right? Dude, it makes it even more now that those teams are gone. You guys are the only one left. Bro, if you guys fuck around and let the Knicks get to the finals, I will never let you hear the end of it for as long as you live, bro.
But it's also very possible. I think Knicks, like Boston versus New York, is a very good series. And I know that's still very premature. We're still, we still just got started with the second round here. But like the Knicks are a scrappy team. I don't think that Boston can find a solution for Jalen Brunson. You're just gonna have to outplay them. But don't you guys find it kind of interesting how the next time the Nuggets and the Timberwolves play is on Friday? So they have 5 days of rest. This is the longest stretch in the playoffs that two teams have had rest.
Bro, your math is not mathing. What the fuck?
So hold on. So they don't play tonight?
Bro, 5
No,
days of rest.
I'm looking.
Friday is tomorrow. I mean, 2 days.
No, yeah,
How the
exactly.
fuck did you get 5 days of rest.
5 days. Well, I mean, because like last time they played was on Monday, and the
No,
next time they play is on Friday.
Oh shit!
Game 3 is on Friday. It's technically 4 days.
So technically, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. It's technically a full. It's like 3.5 days though. Yeah, for
3
sure.
days.
Yeah. 3.5.
Well, it's 3.5. They play like super late at night, so technically it's like, yeah.
All right. So what does that have to do with anything? Denver wins game 3 then?
Yeah, I think Denver wins
No,
game 3.
I think Denver wins game 3. What's the spread? The spread is it's Nuggets plus 4.5. I will have a Nuggets money line plus 165 ticket in my back pocket. I was thinking about something last night. I have a question for Nate.
Yeah.
And Jack, don't answer this.
No, it's fine. I feel like I'm excluded, but it's cool.
No, yeah, you are excluded. You're excluded. You're not gonna be excluded from this because you're gonna get to talk about this, but I just don't want your instant reaction. So, Nate, I was thinking about this last night, and like in bed for some reason, I knew I was coming on the show today, and I was like, "What's like a question that I could get like fire, like Jack up, like get Jack going?" And so I was like, "Man, I really wonder, like, just Tatum's not playing like a high level superstar, but there's a guy out there that's playing like a high level superstar that that just got it done, right? And he's playing against Celtics right now. So if you flipped Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum, and they switch teams, okay? Are the Celtics as good as they are right now, or better, or is Jason Tatum leading the Cavs over Orlando by himself because Darius Garland played like shit? So by himself is Jason Tatum making the leap, right, against the Magic, and are the Boston Celtics worse with Donovan Mitchell, or are they better with Jalen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Derek White?
Jack, I'm sorry, but the Boston Celtics are better.
I think they are too. And I was thinking about this last night. I was like, dude, I think if they had Donovan Mitchell, they would honestly be a better team.
Yeah. Like book it, stamp it. Boston Celtics 2024 champions if Donovan Mitchell is on that team.
Yeah.
Like,
and I
Donovan Mitchell knows
I don't
his
think
role.
Tatum wins the series.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
I don't think Tatum beats Orlando.
Donovan Mitchell not only understands his role very well, but like he doesn't like sell his team. Like he knows how to lead his team properly to a different like. There's something about Donovan Mitchell that like Jason Tatum hasn't shown me himself anything. The Boston Celtics, sure, you get out the first round, you're up 1-0. You look promising. Derek White looks great. Jalen Brown looks great. Jason Tatum looks like shit. Come on, show me something, Tatum. Donovan Mitchell's been showing me more of these playoffs. And he's got Max Strus as his third best player right now. While Jason Tatum's got the Boston Celtics. So unfortunately, they're not in the same scenario. But if they were in the same scenario, if the roles were flipped, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going with D Mitch at this very time in May 8th, 2024. I'm going with Donovan Mitchell.
Yep, and I agree. All right, Mr. Cody, let me hear it.
Even though we all know the answer.
No, it's not like, did I just have to listen to you guys talking about you would rather have Donovan Mitchell than Jason Tatum?
That's not what I said.
All right, I need you to ask me the question again because that shit was trippy as fuck.
If their roles were reversed today.
I said if you switch the roles right now, you put Donovan Mitchell on the Boston Celtics and you took Jason Tatum and put him on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers probably don't beat Orlando with Jason Tatum in the way he's playing right now. And Donovan Mitchell makes the Boston Celtics 10 times better right now.
Okay.
I have
So
a question
that's the worst.
Jonathan in the chat.
That's genuinely the worst thing I've ever heard in the history of life.
Hold on a second. Jonathan's doing some Tatum glazing in the chat by, Tatum 50 points game 3 against the Nets, 46 round 2, game 6 versus the Bucks. Tatum game 7, 51 points. Where is that now? Where's that
His
now?
team, you don't need him to do that right now. They're playing Cleveland. They played a Miami team without Jimmy Butler. He's fine. Everything is fine. I get it.
Okay.
He's not playing like Anthony Edwards. He's not giving you 45 a night. We're not playing Denver. Everything's okay. Derek White gave me 30 last night. Jalen Brown gave me 30 last night. Ask any other team. Is your second and third option giving you 30 on a given night? No. And everyone seems to say that because
he's giving you 18 because Tatum's the third option now.
No, because Jalen Brown,
Tatum's the third option.
Jack, what do you want me to say? Tatum's now a third option.
Jalen Brown and Derek White do what they do, and all of a sudden that's
they're a great 1-2 punch. They're one of the best duos in the NBA. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say, bro. This is the bad part.
You guys are not the only two. You're not the only two that think this way. Trust me.
Have you guys seen the movie? Have you guys watched the movie Thunderstruck with Kevin Durant and how he holds the basketball and he switches powers with that one kid?
Yeah, great movie.
Okay, so I think that's what happened with Jason Tatum and Derek White. Derek White and Jason Tatum just switched abilities at the start of the postseason, and Derek White's just been going crazy, and Jason Tatum's been lil bro recently. Yeah,
I genuinely did not want to entertain that conversation because you said that if Donovan Mitchell was put on the Celtics and you took Tatum off it, ignore the Cavalier part of it for a second. You said that Donovan Mitchell, you swap him with Tatum, you put Mitchell on the Celtics, and they're 10 times better. That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The Boston Celtics are this great because of Jason Tatum. I get it. He's not playing well. He built this shit, bro. He's created this shit. He's held it together. He is the reason for the Boston Celtics' success as of late. You're out of your
Shaq would tell you that you're ridiculous because Shaq is bro, you're the superstar. Mm-hmm. Show the fuck up. I don't need to talk about how great Derek White's playing. I know you're Jason Tatum, bro. You're the guy that dunked on LeBron when you were 19 years old and dragged your team all the way by yourself to the conference finals, and now you're dropping 18 a game? Mm-hmm. Where'd you go? What's going on? Huh?
That's a good take by Bryson.
That is. Yep, I agree. And I just think that, dude, it's one of those things where if you're a superstar in this league, bro, a superstar in this league, not a star. Stars are different than superstars, bro. We look at Jason Tatum in the superstar echelon. He is a superstar. You have to do way more. I don't care if Derek White's 25. Right. I don't give a shit, bro. It doesn't matter. And I know he's probably dude, we're winning games because that's what everybody wants to do. We're winning games. No, Tatum, we care about your legacy. I don't give a fuck if you're beating the Cavs. You should beat the Cavs. That's what should happen.
It's about, is Tatum living up to your expectation? He's not living up to your expectation, Jack.
And that's why I'm even able to sit here and say right now, Jack, that if they swapped with Donovan Mitchell could maybe make the Celtics even remotely the same team. Now, don't worry about better. I should not be able to have the same category and put Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell on the same team and then be the same. Because Jason Tatum is a 10 times better player. So I shouldn't even be able to have this conversation. But right now, with the way he's playing, I'm able to bring this shit up. Right?
I'm going to say this, though. I do think that if Jason Tatum was on the Cavs for Donovan Mitchell in that first round series, I do think the Cavs are still winning that series.
As a matter of fact, they're not beating Orlando. They're beating the Celtics. Jason Tatum with Cleveland beats Boston with Donovan Mitchell. That's what you guys don't understand. That's what you guys, as non-Celtics fans, don't understand about the greatness of this Celtics team and the greatness of Jason Tatum.
Now that's a bad take.
It's not a bad take. Jason Tatum is this team, and everyone is just stats. He can't shoot. I get it, but I'm also going to defend my guy here and say that y'all are a bunch of crap. right now in this moment, and that when Tatum comes to play in the East Finals and is the best player in the world, and when Jason Tatum Finals MVP, I want y'all to say the same exact thing. I want y'all to sit up here and say the same exact thing in June. Make a fool out of yourself.
Look.
He's not going to do it playing like this, bro. He's not going to win a championship playing like this, bro. Hell no.
Yeah, he's not going to be playing like this. They're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in game 1 at home when Derek White is shooting at a 90% clip. This take right down here is actually what I should have been saying the whole time, and it's a very good take. I'll read it out loud. Tatum didn't perform like we expect him right now because he don't need to at this moment, and that is for team chemistry. So the other players build up confidence for the finals, so Tatum won't be on his own. Hell of a take. I get it. I also see where Lloyd's coming from in terms
0 for 6 from 3 is not acceptable.
I get that. I'm not happy.
Bro, it's been
happy.
More than one game, too. It's not like it's been one game. It's been like fucking every goddamn game. Tatum ain't dropping 30. And it's like, bro, Tatum, where the fuck did you go, buddy? Like, where are you? Donovan Mitchell dropping 35 a game. Anthony Edwards is taking the world by storm.
Because there's
what are you doing?
Their starting lineup, Lloyd, has 4 one-on-one scorers. They have 4 one-on-one scorers. No other team has 2. No other team has 3. It's like ridiculous.
What do you mean? What team? What team you talking about? Minnesota?
Take Minnesota for example. They got Ant and Cat.
Right? Who doesn't have one-on-one scores? You talking about Boston?
I'm talking about Boston has 4 one-on-one guys off the dribble that are trying to score in their starting lineup. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Drew Holiday's not no.
Anytime they touch the ball, they're trying to score.
Drew Holiday isn't in that role.
All right, let me
put it this way. Drew Holiday is not that player.
Nobody's in that role. No, nobody's in that role for the Celtics. They're all taking sacrifices, guys.
Bro, you don't see Drew Holiday going on isolations or
he doesn't have to,
because
why would
he's
he
not
go
that type
on
of player anymore.
Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown as guys that you could pass the ball to and go to the hoop or take a step back 3. Drew Holiday is shooting the ball every other time he touches it. I'm watching this team. They don't pass it that much. They just get down the floor and they shoot a 3. Any one of these guys, my point is that any one of these guys could go for 30 on a given night. No other team could say that about every player in their starting 5.
Let me look up Drew Holiday season high real quick.
I mean, yeah, they post up Drew Holiday, so they kind of do. I agree, but I mean, at the same time, dude, you know, and again, I think we're all kind of secretly rooting for the Celtics on this show. I want Tatum to show up, bro, and as a guy, as Jason Tatum, like we said on the show, has showed up in the postseason before almost every single time. He has been a problem in the postseason. And right now, he's not a problem in the postseason. He's letting Jalen Brown take the reins and Derek White be Dwayne Wade to his LeBron. You know, and Jason Tatum's fucking Mario Chalmers sitting over there dropping 15 a game. It's like, dude, you're not fucking Mario Chalmers. You're Jason Tatum. Show the fuck up. He went to Duke. Please, show the fuck up for my program. Jesus.
If Jason Tatum is everything who you say he will become, Jack, he needs to start proving it now. Not only in the finals, like throughout the playoffs, like Lloyd is saying, you know, from the start to the finish. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, like that's still a good take. Obviously, maybe he's, you know, letting his second and third options or his first and second options take over. So, you know, you could build up team chemistry for the finals. I get that. But, you know, when you get to those Eastern Conference Finals, I better see Tatum showing up.
Jack, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Kobe didn't do that. MJ didn't do that. Anthony Edwards right now, he ain't doing that.
Tatum,
LeBron ain't do that shit. Bro, hey, Shaq ain't do that shit. We consider Tatum one of the greatest of all time on this show already, somehow.
He's just different.
He's dropping 18. And he's dropping 18 a game in the playoffs. Let's not, Jason, turn it. Hey, Jason Tatum, I need you to turn it, take your knob, buddy, and put it all the way the fuck up. Because the GOATs right now would be like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And I'm doing the same thing. And I silently
got Knicks Pacers.
No words. I can't win.
No words,
I can't win. The Celtics win by 47
this
points.
Is awesome. I don't know.
They suck. Everything sucks.
No, I need Tatum to be great. I need him to be great.
Nobody needs Tatum to be great against Evan Mobley, bro.
Bro,
Bring me
yes,
Anthony
I do.
Edwards.
That means he should be
Yes,
better.
you
Let me ask you a question, Blake. Let me ask you a question, Blake. No. Let me ask you a question, Blake. When you play in hoop, I know you hoop. I know you hoop a lot. I know you're a great shooter. You shoot that rock real well, like a splick-ack, right? When you're playing defense on the best player, or you're playing against a better team than you normally would, when you're playing better comp, when you're guarding the best player on the other team, that makes you better offensively. It makes you more involved offensively. It makes you be more a part of the game and more just like, if you're guarding the point guard for the other team, if you're guarding Anthony Edwards, you're going to block that shot. You're going to get the ball. You're going to say, this is my rock. Anthony Edwards versus Jason Tatum is what everyone wants to see. But I'm sorry. Who the hell is contesting Jason Tatum right now in any of these matchups? We're playing down to our comp in many ways, and we're still winning these games by 30 points. I was not satisfied with our first half performance last night, and we were up by 10. Like, what are we even doing? We're an NBA team, and we're playing against a bunch of JV squads. This is what it looks like.
Well, you're playing a bad team. I know, but you're playing a bad team right now. Again, like you said, bro, so it doesn't matter. So, and again, it's this. We're going to talk on the show all week, and it's not going to matter. Game 2, even if Tatum goes for 40 in game 2, I'd be like, great, good job. But again, it doesn't. Right now, it doesn't matter to me exactly what you do against Cleveland. Do I want you to be a superstar? Yeah, I do. But you're going to sweep them probably anyway, whether you play good or not. So it doesn't really matter. But next series, bro, when he got to walk into MSG and he's got to get it done, bro, or he's got to walk into Indiana, one of the most hostile environments in all basketball, right? And he's got 2 games at TD and he's got 2 games at MSG, bro. If Tatum ain't showing up, it's you're not gonna keep winning.
Yeah,
with better comp is on the other side. You're not gonna keep getting it done.
Yeah. I get it.
Without your star playing at the highest level, bro. Because guess who's playing at the highest level right now? Fuck, I know he shoots 40 shots a game, but Jalen Brunson's fucking cracked out of his mind.
I like to say this a lot. Blake, I'm fully in agreement with you. I think the Celtics go as far as Tatum takes them. It doesn't mean that the Celtics can't win 8 games without great performances from Tatum in these first 2 series, but absolutely. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I want to rely on Derek White or Jalen Brown in the NBA Finals. I know this team more than anybody. I know that Derek White has more confidence than anybody on planet Earth right now, including Stephen Curry. I understand that Jalen Brown is in attack mode, but in the past 2 seasons of Celtic basketball, when Tatum has the ball in his hands, good things happen. And when other guys have the ball in their hands, it's not the same. It's not the same feeling. It's not the same movement. Nothing is the same. Get the ball to Tatum. It's going to be in Tatum's hands, but it doesn't necessarily matter as much right now, which is why you're seeing him average 21, 11, and 5, which, by the way, is not a bad stat line.
No, not a bad stat line. But again, we're talking about superstar. Superstar. Which is solid.
All right. So I'm gonna show the SoBet website real quick. We'll check that out, see if there's any plays, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, let's talk money for a second.
And then we'll talk Knicks Pacers.
Yeah, let's talk money.
And
go show the fellas what we did last night on SoBet, by the way. We've been absolutely cracked out of our mind. I know that I went to Vegas. I had a couple of days I didn't post. The boys were pissed off at me. And we calmed the boys back down last night with a 2-0 day. Clean sweep. 8-0 last 8, by the way, on SoBet. Up over 8 units over the course of that time span. It's been unbelievable. Last night it was, I'm pulling out my action real quick so I can get all the plays that we've hit the past week. So last night it was a D-backs first 5 is Zach Gallen against the Reds. He cashed that thing. Orioles Nationals first 5 under 4.5. And then I think the game ended up 1-0, to be honest with you. A great game, a great night for the boys last night. And then prior to that, obviously posting the plays. So we had a killer, whatever day it was, we went 4-0. Yeah, bang, right there. Oh no, that was a relaxed post. Yeah, look at the kid. Shout out the kid, huh? What do you say, Mr. Cody? Yeah, so
look at y'all cuties.
Yeah, boy. Come here, boy. Yeah, man.
Ugly ass. Ugly
There
ass.
you go, we dive in, and there it was, a clean sweep 4-0. I just saw it.
Wait, right here.
That's a 2-0 day that started it. 2-0 yesterday, and then bang, the 4-0. The 4-0 sweep was up there.
Wow.
4-0 last 6. Unbelievable. Hey, let's check out some other guys' stuff too, but we've been absolutely killing it. I know Gutsy had like a 5-unit winning day yesterday too as well in baseball. So we've been absolutely just crushing baseball. By the way, I know Guts had a massive night last night.
What is RA in basketball? Under 7.5 RA.
Yeah, rebounds and assists.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, Gutsy had a monster night last night. Did he put out plays already for today? Oh no, those were his plays for yesterday. Yeah, so 4-1, unbelievable stuff. Yeah, he's been absolutely killing it.
Posting his VIP thingy.
No, Gutsy actually has a really cool VIP because he posts his plays all on SoBet in the VIP just for like convenience. So like you can get all Gutsy's plays. He'll post like 3 on SoBet. He'll post 1 on Threads, 1 on Instagram, 1 on YouTube, 1 on Twitter. I don't know exactly how he does it, but he does it that way, and it's pretty sweet because. And then obviously, if you just kind of pay for convenience on Gutsy's, if you want all his plays, but obviously the VIP from Gutsy also gets you early line access, all that kind of good stuff. Because I know Gutsy is one of my best friends. He does all of his capping at night, super late, so he's just sharp. So if you want to get the sharp line movement, definitely get in his VIP. But get on SoBet, man. Code Jackpot. Boys are making money.
Look at that comment. We had a loyal tune in today from Jonathan. I assume he's gone by now, but just want to give my shout outs to Jonathan for keeping the chat lively today. So we appreciate you for tuning in and giving us some great questions. We always love when people come in here and just give us some hot takes in the chat, some questions that we were able to talk about. We're just talking ball. We're giving you guys our insight and our thoughts on the NBA playoffs because I feel like a lot of times it's hard, man. It's simple, but it's hard. Like who the hell would have thought Denver would be down 2-0? Nobody. But we're here to talk about it, and that's what we did today. And before we get out of here, I do want to talk Pacers Knicks and anything that Lloyd might have on the slate tonight. Early thoughts on the MLB slate. But before we do that, let's talk Knicks Pacers game 2. Do we think that because of how good Indiana played in game 1, you think they come in here game 2 and get it done, tie this thing up 1-1, or do we see New York as, didn't play all that great in game 1, but really like just found a way to grit it out, right? This New York team is dangerous because of their 50-50 ball presence, their 3-point shot making ability, but just their hustle and effort. It's the perfect team in terms of just that tough, hard-nosed basketball. So, Lloyd, I'll start with you. Do you like New York tonight in game 2, or you think the Pacers tie this thing up, get it back to 1-1 as we head to the electric crowd of Indiana?
Yeah, man. I think the uphill battle is for Indiana. I really do. Because I think that their superstar is better, and that carries a lot of weight in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson to me right now is better basketball player than Tyrese Halliburton. He's a superstar on our team. I don't think that we're at that level with Tyrese Halliburton yet where we can compare him to the guys like Tatum or the guys like even Jaylen Brown. Like I always said, Jaylen Brown's still arguably better than Tyrese Halliburton. I know we talk about the Celtics. The only reason why I'm using Celtics players, but Jalen Brunson right now Jalen Brunson is a superstar point guard in the NBA. He might be the best point guard in the NBA. As far as him, well, I mean, you got Luka, other guys. I'll step it back, but he's top 4 for sure, top 4. And dude, I think that the Knicks are they're solid, man, and they're nitty gritty defensively, like you said, bro. They didn't. The Pacers played so good. So, yeah, scrappy. Found a way to win that game, bro. Like I know it was ugly, and it was ugly in the end. But defensively, they're way better than Indiana, and I think Indiana's defense is going to be a problem because Tyrese Halliburton can't guard Jalen Brunson, and you got to find a way to stop him. And the Knicks defense has been solid. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a really, really tough uphill battle for Indiana. Now, I think that it can be close. I don't think Indiana would necessarily be here right now if Giannis and Dame are both healthy. So it's a good it's a good measure of success or where Indiana's at right now as a program in this series. But I do think again that I just think New York wins the series. I just think that defensively they're so much better, and their superstars are better, and they have the role players that are playing so well right now. I know Miles Turner's playing well, but I don't know, man. Guys like Dante DiVincenzo are on fire. Josh Hart is a tenacious defender. Miles McBride, a guy that I went to high school with that plays on the Knicks, is an absolute monster. He is one of the best on-ball defenders in probably the NBA. They just have all the unique qualities you need to beat a team like Indiana. Now, I don't think they can beat the Celtics. I'd be shocked if they did, but I think that the Knicks should have no problem winning this series. I'll take it Knicks in 6 to be cautious, but I think they could probably do it in 5.
Yeah. No, that's a great analysis because I think the way Indiana plays, their style of play, it's a great, run and gun offense, and they proved that they can hang with New York in game 1. But I do believe that the nitty gritty of New York is just going to overpower and out control the Pacers.
Well, even like you said, Jack, I'll say this real quick, then I'll be done. We'll pass it on. But I just like the ability for the Knicks to show that they can run with the Pacers was also very impressive. The Pacers are one of I think they have the number 1 pace in all of the NBA, and the Knicks are like bottom 25.
They are the Pacers,
right? Yeah, there you go. So it's like like New York is not supposed to be able to keep up in transition with this basketball team, and the fact that they did it and didn't play good in game 1 and still won kind of tells you what you need to know.
Mm-hmm. Can we get a spread on tonight's game from either of y'all? And then Nathan.
5.5, I believe, is what I saw. 5.5. New York Knicks minus 5.5. Money line is minus 190, plus 160 for the Pacers. Over under is at 219 in a dime.
When you're a team competing to like win a game, and you take a loss as heartbreaking and as crushing as game 1 was, like that was. Like the 2 missed calls, I don't know if you guys saw that, bro. That was, I've been talking about it. It is the most like just bullshit I've ever seen. And I think that just kind of crushes your spirit as a team. So now to be down 1-0, it's only game 1, so Pacers are gonna have to come out swinging for sure, but it's hard to bet against New York, especially Jalen Brunson the way he's been playing recently. Yeah, give me the Knicks to take game 2.
I want to take the Knicks game too, but man, that spread killed me in game 1. So it's like, do we go back to the 5.5? Do we think New York can actually like pull away with this one? And they were literally a foul away in that final 7 seconds of dribbling the ball out from covering the spread in game 1, but I know we like the Knicks to win the game. I think it's more realistic for New York to win it here. Game 2, take care of business and just control the series from here on out. If you're New York, you want to win this game. You don't want to drop this one. Obviously, no shit. But like, it just feels like New York wins this game. Do they cover the 5.5 though, Blake?
Yeah, I think so, bro. Yeah, I would feel pretty comfortable taking the Knicks real quick. Let me look at this real quick. I just want to see exactly where the sharps are tonight. I want to see what everybody's on, so I can give you more of an answer with that.
They're always
see where all the money's at in this game tonight. So the money in this game tonight is you have 71% of all bets, which technically would be the public, and 77% of the money. So 71% of the bets, 77% of the money is on the Pacers plus 5.5. So only 29% of the bets. 23% of sharp side is on the minus 5 for the Knicks. Now, again, I don't think this is the total. It's just like the public is on the over a ton of 219. 85% of the bets, 86% of the money. And then obviously, as far as the money line, sharps are on New York heavy for all like parlay builders and shit. But again, they're all over the Pacers tonight, thinking it keeps close. I don't like splits like that. It's like that makes me feel even better about taking New York. So yeah, man. I like New York, but I think they can cover tonight. I don't think that they should have a reason why they should not. The only other thing is I think the Pacers have some players that haven't really shown up. The Buddy Hields of the world. Tyrese Halliburton still has not had his big breakout game yet where he goes for 30, 11, and 14. So I think those you could argue are coming. But outside of that, I think New York's better.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the 5.5. But like, bro, there's like a world where I see the Pacers winning tonight. Maybe that's a bad thing to say.
Well, let's all do it. I'm taking the give me the Knicks minus 5.5. I'll bet it too for purpose because I don't bet
Yeah,
the
no.
NBA, but I'll bet it. I'll bet it for purpose on the show.
Nate,
Knicks
You-
minus 5.5. I have a bet. I've just been cooking a bet for the past like 5 minutes.
did you use
Angels
Nasty's
money-
advice from yesterday, or are you about to give me a
Yeah, yeah. I'm just betting like a calm little unit. Just a little $5 for my winnings yesterday.
Nasty comes on here.
good.
Nasty comes on here yesterday. He goes, "Yeah, Nathan, the way that you cap the slate, you're not supposed to just wake up in the morning and because you have a hard on for LeBron James, it doesn't mean you're betting Lakers money line."
Dude, that was probably a funny ass episode with Nasty.
It was
He's
great.
an
Bro, Nasty's
absolute
fucking
clown, bro.
hilarious.
Nasty's a goon, bro. I love him.
No. But Nate texted me. He goes like, and this is at like 12 a.m. This is the usual Nate text me at 12 a.m. type of text, right? And he
Yeah.
goes, bro, we gotta have Nasty on more often because he taught me something, bro. like
Sure, yeah.
a switch in Nate's brain, like that. Damn,
Flip
I can
whenever
hack
Nasty
sports
came on the
betting now,
show.
huh?
Yeah. That's funny as fuck, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, he said he was gonna
That's
publish a whole
hilarious.
ass book about sports betting and like how to be smart with it, how to like make a bankroll and shit. Like,
Nah,
like,
it
all
was.
right, you're talking to me now.
Nate heard
Nah,
that
he's a
he's been,
stud, bro.
Nate heard that he's been betting for 40 years and he's been doing this for 40 years, and that's when Nate was like, "Ah, shit, I guess I gotta tail it then." Because if you've been
Bro,
doing
he's
this for
been-
40 years and you've been losing,
He's been
No
doing it
way.
a long time, man. He's
Yeah,
been
he
doing it
been
a long time, bro. He's been doing it a long time, and he makes a lot of people a lot of money. So,
Yeah.
shout out Nasty, bro.
shout out Nasty. All right, fuck it. I'll take the Knicks minus 5.5.
All right, Knicks, and your bet, Nate, is what?
I have Angels money line, Padres money line.
Oh,
And,
Jesus Christ. Now you got Jesus. You haven't even let me cap a slate yet, and you're fucking betting baseball. Jesus Christ. You have what? Say it again?
He's betting
Well,
full game baseball.
It's off
and
so bet. It's off so
parlaying
bet
them.
though. It's off so bet.
Okay,
and,
good.
Aaron,
What are the games?
and Aaron Naismith over 17.5 PRA.
Okay, Aaron
So-
Nice. Okay, that's kind of like okay. And then what are the
That's kinda
baseball
like
games?
cross your fingers. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's kind of like just kind of toss a coin.
Padres, Angels, money line.
Padres and Angels. Yep.
Who they playing? Who's pitching?
Padres
You-
money lines pitching Dylan Cease. Okay, it's not atrocious, but the guy that's pitching today for the Cubs is kind of a stud.
Angels are playing the Pirates and
And the Angels are playing the Pirates today. They're throwing Jose Soriano versus Martino Perez. I don't hate that. I don't hate that bet. I wouldn't bet it, but I don't hate it because the Pirates literally can't hit the baseball. But Martin Perez has he's been okay. He's been kind of getting rocked a little bit. So let's see what Jose Soriano has been up to. Soriano's been they're both just kind of I probably won't bet that game. I hate that game. But I would bet the Angels if I had to. So Angels, I like. Padres is decent. Angels, Padres, and that Naismith. Okay, it's not horrible.
And Aaron Neesmith over 17.5 PRA. All right, fella. You want to ride that? That's your lock of the day?
Aaron Naismith is tough though.
Bro, you sat through that whole entire Nasty.
Bro, you know what I like that I'm looking at right now, bro? Miles
You look that up?
McBride over 5.5 points, minus 130.
That sounds biased.
It is a little biased, bro, but this motherfucker, to be dead ass, the bet has a 23% edge boost on it, bro. So it's
He just gotta hit a couple foul shots.
Well, bro, because his average is 7.9, bro. And he's kind of due for a game, Miles is. Over 5.5 at minus 130, bro. Are you kidding me?
What's his last 5 games? See, this is how I cap the slate. I don't know how you do it, but me personally, I'm looking at those last 5.
His points is at 6.5.
I'm
I
looking
mean,
at the
dude, he
last
scored
5.
0. He scored 0 and 3 points, and then but the last 2 games against Indy and 1 against Philly. But against Philly before that, he had over that every game. The last 5, 14, 13, 8, 9, 21, 7 are his last 6 before that.
But the last 2 games, he's scored 0 points and 3
He
points.
just hasn't got the shot ups, bro. He took 2 shots last game.
Hammer it. That's honestly.
And he
from
took 4 shots, but those games before, he's taking 11 shots, 7 shots, 7 shots, 11 shots, 12 shots. He's just not shooting the ball, bro.
Yeah. So
Like, I love Miles McBride over 5.5 points on MGM at -130.
That might have been the
That shit's
greatest.
unbelievable.
That might have been the greatest find in the history of life.
Like, that's insane. Like, Bill, chat.
Like, you don't get that lock anywhere, bro. You don't.
Like,
you don't get
actually bet that. Like, I'm actually gonna bet this. I'm actually going to bet this. To bet this shit tonight, chat. It's on MGM -130. It's at 6.5 everywhere else at plus money. On MGM, it's at 5.5 at -130, bro. Get your ass on MGM and go bet that shit, bro. You don't want 6.5
over 5.5.
Because when he hits 2 threes tonight, he's stuck at 6, and you need a free throw and you're crying for it. And I've already cashed my ticket. I don't want nobody bitching and moaning. So go to MGM, bet that shit.
What's your rank your like top 3 sports books in order?
My favorite sports book is DraftKings. Probably I use DraftKings the most, probably. Because DraftKings has a ton of shit. I don't like FanDuel because I don't have all of the alternate lines. Like, my number one thing about FanDuel, I fucking hate. They don't have us. So I'd probably go DraftKings, MGM, FanDuel. That would just be my order. I know a lot of people love FanDuel, and I use FanDuel for a long time too. I just hate how they don't have, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to buy a half a point in a game, you know, FanDuel's got some weird ass, like, they'll go 7.5, 4.5. 1.5. They don't have every alternate line that you want. So, and DraftKings has them all. It's kind of why I use DraftKings the most. But DK, MGM, FanDuel. But I also I've never used Caesars either. I know a lot of guys use Caesars for my Caesars. You guys out there, but so
all them sports books. Lloyd, you got any MLB for us today? You got anything that stands
like
out?
I said, bro, I haven't capped my slate fully yet. I'm about to get off here right now and do it. Because I just didn't have time to do it last night. But I mean, I don't like the Angels Pirates game. Kind of going through it. Definitely gonna look at the Phillies today because Aaron Nola's pitching today against Mr. Bassett. So we'll take a dive into that Phillies game. Could be looking at a Phillies first 5 situation there. Tigers, Guardians. That game was a shit show yesterday. Bibby's pitching, so probably stay away. Sonny Gray's pitching today versus Mr. Quintana for the Mets, so we'll probably be looking at the Cardinals' first 5 money line situation. As far as the Padres Cubs game, I actually like that game to kind of go first 5 under because Dylan Cease is a good pitcher for the Padres. He's been solid this year, and the guy that's out there on the mound today for the Cubs is really solid. So those could be 3 of the bets that we have today. Ashcraft's pitching today, his shitty ass against the D-backs. So it could be another Diamondback situation, first 5. That's kind of about it. Maybe the Giants first 5 with Jordan Hicks back on the mound tonight. So those could probably be the 4 plays, and then obviously Chris Sale for Atlanta. So it could be looking around 5 plays. They just got to dive deep and figure them out. So
what's the Chris Sale?
They're -200 today against the Red Sox, but Pavetta's on the mound today. So like a cutter pitch yesterday. I actually don't know who won that game. I'd be very curious to know who won that game yesterday. But Chris Sale's been a stud, dude. Chris Sale's been absolutely unbelievable. He's been going like 7 innings every time he walks out on the mound, bro. It's been unreal. So shout out Chris Sale, and I'll back him till the death. I mean, Pavetta's been solid this year too. So could be an underplay, but both teams are actually hitting the baseball pretty well today too. So I think I'll just take the Braves. Play it smart.
Yeah, that makes sense. As you were running through all that, I kind of came to the realization that I'm going to take Pacers plus 5.5.
Where did this come from?
Bro, New York's not that good. New York's not that good. They're very beatable, actually. And it's a game that they should win, but it's hard to win both at home. You got screwed in game 1. Nathan brings up a great point. It's like a demoralizing loss.
It's not hard to do your job. Just do your job. Win both games at home.
I mean, you should tell Denver and Boston that.
What do you mean? Boston's taking care of business. Boston's fine.
They did not win both at home in the first round. Like, this is a losable game.
it was gentleman's sweep. It was, hey, Eric Spoelstra's going to get one. Eric Spoelstra ain't on the Cleveland Cavaliers sideline. If he was, I'd be worried, but he's not. Okay, let's remember that.
I think the Knicks and the Pacers are too similar. Not similar. They're not far from each other, bro. Like,
bro, the Knicks are better.
I get they're better. I get they're better. 5.5 points, a lot of points. A lot of points. Like you're seeing the Dallas versus OKC series. That line was even
really not a lot of points, bro. Like, but dude, think about this, bro. If New York is up by if New York is up by, you need New York to be up by 3 points with a minute left in the game to cover. They hit 6 free throws. You cover by a mile. They won by 9. So the NBA, bro, just cut 3 points off the spread because you're gonna take 3. You're gonna take 5 free throws at the end of the game. So the Knicks tonight had to be up by 2, up by 3, with 40 seconds left to have you cover the spread. So do you think the Knicks win?
You remember
if they win, they cover.
Remember back in the day when you would say something, I'd be like, "All right, I'm taking the other."
I know.
Bro, I remember
I just became one of the greatest cappers on So Bad of all time. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You know, keep that same energy. Listen, I was in Cincinnati for like 4 days straight, and we were just degens for those 4 days. And
yeah, we were goofing, bro.
But I had the greatest 4 days.
You and they got to come up here, bro.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But like, I had such a good stretch, and you had a bad stretch, and then something switched. You flipped the switch, and you've been red hot ever since that moment in time. But there was a weekend where you said something, and I went, oh, I'm taking the opposite, just to fuck with you. And it
always. Worked. Oh, 100%. It worked every time.
I'm doing it tonight. I'm doing it tonight. Nate minus 5.5. Lloyd minus 5.5. All right, bet. Pacers money line. Pacers plus 5.5. I love the Pacers.
Okay, which one? Which one?
I'll take the Pacers.
5.5.
I'll take the 5.5.
Okay.
But I think the Pacers can win this game tonight, and I'd feel more comfortable. I'd feel more comfortable betting on the team that showed me, like, y'all were in it. They covered that spread. They should have won the game. Indiana could win tonight. As a matter of fact, they're going to. And
I wanted a 2-leg parlay tonight. Miles and Brad are 5.5 points. Knicks money line. Put it together. That's what I want. Boom, right there. I want those 2 things. Yep. That's what I want.
Okay. What do you think
Miles
about
Bride scoring 6 points?
What do you think about the Dodgers minus 1.5 against the Marlins?
Who's pitching for the Dodgers tonight?
Let's take a look. Stone.
Bro.
Oh my God. Wow, it's Mr. Gavin Stone versus Ryan Weathers. Wow, I fade Ryan Weathers. I hate Ryan Weathers. Yeah, I fade Ryan Weathers almost every chance I can. Dodger, you can get minus 1.5. I'm looking at minus 2.5 right now.
Oh.
Is there a 1.5 out there?
Yeah, I'm on FanDuel.
Man, FanDuel's cooking.
Let me check how Ryan's been pitching real quick. Give me a second. Oh my God, he's been pitching like absolute ass. Yeah, okay. Yep. Dodgers minus fucking everything. Take whatever it is. If it's minus 5, take it.
That used to be my go-to bet. Dodgers and Red Sox when I bet on MLB.
No, you can't do that with the Sox no more. And the Dodgers, it all depends on who's pitching, bro. Because they got guys who get rocked, bro.
Yeah, and I think over time you probably lose value on those teams. Like,
oh, you do because you bet them so much, bro. You're eating the juice every time too. Like they're minus 130 every fucking time.
Yeah,
or higher.
The Dodgers are. I remember the days when the Dodgers just consistently like minus 190, minus 200 against every team. I'm sure it's still the same way.
It's pretty much the same unless they play like 1 of 3 teams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lloyd, it's been a great episode, Nate. It's been a great episode. I really hope I can come on here tomorrow and say I was right. But the fact that I changed my opinion and faded both of y'all, in minute 1 hour and 20 of this episode it's a crazy thing, but I'm sitting here confident with the Pacers. And yeah.
Yep.
Damn, my Siri just went off.
Yep.
Siri telling me don't take the Pacers. Damn, bro. Why is Siri going off? Oh, it's because I keep saying it. Well, we're we're gonna wrap this puppy up. We'll check out SoBet one more time, and then we'll get out of here. Let's see. Nate, did you place that 3-legger?
Yeah. I
Nasty
put
would be so disappointed in you, bro.
Nasty would actually do me nasty because I placed 2 3-leggers actually. Probably a little bit irresponsible
Yeah,
for me,
Shota
but
is dominating.
I believe I in SoBet we trust. In SoBet we trust.
Yeah, bro.
All right,
What's TP got tonight? Let me see.
He was on the C's last
Oh
night.
yeah, I'm riding with him too.
So he has Pacers Knicks over 220.
And I got it at 219.
I like that.
You have a lot of
Phillies full game -1.
Ugh.
And then he's got Padres money line, Royals, Brewers over. Who's pitching? Singer and Joe Ross. Oh my God, they've both been horrendous. Yeah. All right, big bet. Like that on a TP.
All right. Let's see if Hobby Capper gave us anything. Nope, VIP only. Okay.
God, he's up
All
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys. Shout out from Belgium, boys. Love y'all's pod. Keep it up. Appreciate it, brother.
We got a guy from Belgium in here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Brayson, man. I love you, bro.
Brayson.
What's it like out there in Belgium, bro?
Bro, I'm trying to visit Belgium respectfully. Like what continent is Belgium in?
Belgium's in Europe, right? Am I right
Shit,
with this?
where is it like near? Like
Yeah.
like Germany and shit? Is
I
it like
think
right next to Germany?
Isn't it like below Russia? Or am I tweaking?
Below Russia is crazy.
What if is
That's
it
where, like,
in Russia?
That's Asia, my guy.
Oh yeah, that is Asia. You're right. Yeah, but Belgium's not very big, no?
Or is it near like India?
I'm not a geographical guy. I'm the last guy you want to talk about.
I'm pulling up a map.
Yeah, like I'm not a geographical guy at all, so
Belgium.
I would have to try to figure out what the deal is with that.
Oh, it's right by France and Netherlands. It's like right in between. Yeah, you guys are way off, bro. Oh my God.
So it's like super far left.
Yeah, east or west. West.
Yeah, it's like super far west.
Can y'all see that shit? Can y'all see it? Let me see. I'm trying to find it.
Is that it? No,
Bro.
I don't know where.
Bro.
I want to zoom in, but we really can't probably. West of Europe.
It's above France. It's above France, right under Netherlands, right next to Germany. I was right.
Bro, you were.
Wow.
You just said it
What a
was next
call.
to India. Your ass is not right, bro.
I
My
was
can't
wrong.
wait.
That's all I'll say. I was wrong. I was talking.
Well, that's the. Well, I guess we'll throw in a geography segment in every episode, but
Yeah, we'll throw in a little geography segment. Figure out
Yeah.
where people are from, and then we'll just see if we can guess where it's at on the map.
yeah. Well, shout out Brayson from Belgium. That's gonna do it for today's episode of the Morning Jack. Oh, he gave us some insight. Okay, next to Netherlands,
you go.
France, and Germany. There
we
we go.
appreciate it, bro.
we can, yeah.
We appreciate
Yeah,
it
probably
very
should have just
much.
looked at that comment first. But that's gonna do it. The Morning Jackpot, Monday to Friday, every single weekday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're talking me, Nate, Lloyd occasionally. We love having Lloyd on, talking all his things
Absolutely.
with basketball and bringing the energy, to say the least. My mother just texted me. She said it's north of France. It's small.
Very nice.
Thanks, Mom.
Shout out Mama
yeah.
Cody.
Shout out Mama Cody. Everyone subscribe, like, turn the notifications on, leave a comment, and show some love to all the fellas on the panel. That's going to do it. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time.